Is it possible to find and do work that you really love and you're loved while doing it? Let me throw a different question. Is it possible to change your life from where you are today to where you want to be 10, 15 years from now? Is it possible, or are you screwed? Is it possible for you to actually change your life? Some of you are doubting that, and I understand why. Based on your environment, growing up, the environment you're in now, and then your life experience, some of you are going, you know what? I'm behind the 8 ball of life. Everything's stacked against me. I'm not lucky like you, Ken, or anybody else that I would see that has a good life. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have a good life. But can I also tell you why I have a good life? I had a great environment growing up, no question. Lower middle class, but a great environment. A loving and supportive environment, parents that held me to a standard. And so I had a good environment. Wasn't perfect, but it was really good environment. My life experience up to this point, I've had some really hard losses in my life, and I shared that deep, painful message at our last SMART conference in Dallas. I don't talk about it on the show, but I've had some deep, deep family wounds. But I have, overall, my life of 48 years, I've had largely good experiences. I've had my roller coaster like you. But the reason that I have a good life is because I figured out what I'm going to teach you today. It's very simple. In just a matter of moments, I can give you the answer to your question. Can I change my life? The answer is yes. So then it begs the next question. How do I change my life? How do I change my life professionally? How do I change my life physically? How do I change my life spiritually? How do I change my life emotionally? I'm going to tell you. Here it is. First, you have to accept the reality that you long for as possible. In other words, accept your own challenge. This is where I'm at in this area of my life, but I long to be here. So I've got to stop looking at this longing, this future, as this unicorn that is at the end of a rainbow. You know, like it's just some magical thing that's never going to happen. See, that you've got to say, look, I can get there. It's possible. Is it hard? Yes. But it's possible. That's the first thing. Second, get clear on the actual destination. So it looks like this. We'll use metaphors. I want to climb a mountain. I want to do this hard physical challenge, prove to myself that I can do it. Great. I can do it. I'm going to have to train. I'm going to have to get physically in shape. I'm going to have to learn how to use equipment. I'm going to have to hire a guide, yada, 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 yada. Now, the second step is I got to get clear, though. Which mountain am I going to climb? What mountaintop am I saying that this is the one I'm going to climb? So again, watch, stay with me. This is physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, professionally. I got to get very specific. I want to start a business that offers this, and it makes this kind of money. That's the mountaintop. That's what I'm saying. Now, third, I got to start looking for multiple routes. How many of you know, if you've ever tried to climb a mountain or do a hike and you've got a destination, that inevitably something might change, does change, and at that point you go, is there another way up? And the answer is yes. So don't have this desired future, this destination, and then limit yourself to only one way to get there. Don't limit yourself. Commit to the reality that there might be multiple routes. So why don't I look for multiple routes before I start the climb? That's why so many people get discouraged. They go, this is the only way, and watch, this is the only time limit. This is the only education I can get. This is the only person I can marry to go with. You know, and we lock ourselves into only one way or one route to get there. And that's limiting. And then finally, Once you've decided the multiple routes and you've seen which way you can go and you pick one, you say, no matter what, I've got multiple ways to get there. I am not going to quit. And I set my eye on the finish line. There's research that they've done on runners, and I experienced this once in my life when I trained for one half marathon. And I found that in all my training, when I got on the other side of the halfway of the run, so if it was an hour run, if I got to 31 minutes and I was continuing to focus on my pace, what I wanted to reach that day, and I realized I was getting closer and closer to home, everything picked up for me. And so the final piece of advice is let the destination pull you. Let your heart pull you when you don't feel like you can take another step. When you feel like quitting, get your eye back up on that desired future. Why do I want to get there? Reconnect to the why. And when you do, watch what happens. The head and the heart align. The heart gets excited because it's out of the heart that we know the why. And so when we reconnect to the why, watch what happens. The heart gets excited. The brain goes, ooh, we're excited. And the brain sends chemicals back throughout the body. And we change physiologically. Our shoulders go back. Our eyes are up. And we're going to keep moving forward because we know our why. That is possible for you and everyone.